Um, Thank you for the opportunity of presenting our project in this event. As the title says, we are the project encapsulates the value creation of the conversion from grass into cash. And in this opportunity, we want to concentrate on the relevant impact investing component of our project. The traditional impact investing definition is to get financial returns while having a positive and measurable impact on the environmental, social, legal, and the whole setting where an investment takes place. And our project certainly meets that criteria, as you will see. But we went beyond that, and we have defined our own impact investing metrics, which is basically that based on the blockchain technology, we want to bring down the barriers of capital flows and democratize the capital, again, harnessing blockchain technology. So we are going a bit above the traditional definition of impact investing, and we believe that our project goes and has a real impact on the financial side as well. Now, the challenge that we had was to create a financial instrument converging the solid fundamentals of business with the flexibility and power of blockchain, and to create an asset-backed digital security, democratizing capital, offering direct access to investors with a low-risk investment opportunity and a low ticket size. The process certainly had to be seamless, reducing the friction and the transactional cost by eliminating intermediaries in the cross-border transactions, and of course the token has to be legal and regulatory in all the jurisdictions that we operate. So we looked at this challenge. We analyzed many industries, we analyzed many things, and we came up with the Finca token after seeing what happened in 2017 and 18. With so many initiatives that in the end went bust with a number of gaming coins and currency coins and all types of things. And we have the firm belief that blockchain is a technology that can really enable the creation of new financial assets, provided that you have the financial infrastructure in place. And as such, I will go into more detail on that. However, since this is not a sales pitch, if you're interested to learn more about the Finca token, I welcome you to visit finca.ch, and you will get all of the information of the token. So let me start now with cattle ranching. I don't know how much the audience knows about cattle ranching, but it is an ancient industry that is very stable, highly predictable, and very, very liquid, as you can sell one head of cattle or one whole herd in very short time in basically any jurisdiction. Notwithstanding the attractiveness of cattle ranching, paradoxically, there's no investment instruments available for the common investor. So this piqued our interest, and that's why we went into cattle ranching and in understanding the value creation process. It is very intuitive, not only for us, but for any investor. And basically is that if you have healthy grass, these God-sent animals will convert it into protein. The cows convert that into protein, and that over time converts into cash in the different ways of commercializing the beef in the cattle industry. So really, the value creation is very, very intuitive, very simple to understand, and we believe that based on this simple, ancient, and tangible process, we could create a financial instrument that really defines the future of finance and disrupts the markets as we know them. So the Finca token, I will explain a little bit of the process. For the Finca token, we had to look at the financial engineering for the capital flows, the money flows, the cross-border issues. We had to follow the accounting standards, acceptable accounting standards internationally. We had to be compliant in our jurisdictions and find the regulatory approvals for our token. And in parallel, obviously, we had to look at the token design while making sure that this was a cost-effective exercise. This is not a sequence of events that we had to go to, but it was a reiteration process in optimizing our design. And some people think that to create a token or a coin, all you have to do is hire some coders, and you will write code and make it available to the public on the web. And yes, indeed, you can do that. But in our case, it involved all of these things with the best possible advice that we could get, and it went beyond the simplicity of coding, but rather creating a sophisticated instrument that we believe will bring down the barriers of capital flows and will be very, very democratic. Now, going now to the impact investing side of our token, we believe that on the conventional definition of cattle ranching, impact investing, our organic sustainable ranching meets the criteria, as we have free-range, natural grass-fed cattle. We don't provide any supplements or additives beyond the required vaccines. It is environmentally permitted and compliant. It's regulated and registered, and we follow the highest ESG standards when it comes to the environment, to social standards, as well as governance. So really, we believe that our token meets the criteria of impact investing in the conventional definition. Now, when we go to the new definition of what we say of disrupting the financial markets, we are in effect creating a new asset class for investors that converges the traditional assets with crypto finance. It's very, very innovative, in depth. It's regularly compliant in Switzerland and we believe in any jurisdiction. It democratizes the capital flow for investors and reduces the barriers effectively. And we are leveraging the Swiss strength for a financial instrument trust in this process. So just to reiterate, we believe our token complies firmly with the conventional definition of impact investing. But in addition to that, we believe that we have and we will have a significant impact on the new asset class that we're creating and disrupting the financial markets and effectively creating the future of finance. Now, the underlying asset, just to refer to it, it's a ranch in Bolivia, in South America. It's over 3,000 hectares, and it hosts over 4,000 animals. And it is the definition of organic. We just have natural grass. It's open range, and it is a mature asset that has been in production for 20 years, cash positive and fully compliant. So this basically is something that is required for a financial instrument, and I just want to give you the background of this. And also in the business that we're in, which is the animal protein, we are, I think, within the trends of what's happening in the world. The population will increase to 9 billion by 2040. As you know, improved living standards mean better housing and better nutrition. And better nutrition is a higher demand for animal protein, and beef is the king of protein. There is increased awareness for organic, grass-fed, and sustainable beef. And what is important in our project is that Bolivia meets all the certifications for export. And when it comes to mad cow disease and bad mouth disease, and we have a cost competitive advantage that I think will play a role. And we hope that our token will mean that we will get more investments into cattle ranching in Bolivia. So that we have we firmly believe that we're in the right market, doing the right thing, and innovating in a financial instrument for the future of finance. Now, again, even though people believe that you can just code a coin and put it out in the market, our coin, our token, the Finca token, is the collaboration, the result of a collaboration effort of the Crypto Valley ecosystem in Zug, Switzerland. And our token is supported by several service providers and advisors, including Inacta, who is the main advisor to the Finca token. And we have CB Labs, where we have our offices, and we have been there for the last 2 years. TokenGate helps us on the onboarding of clients with compliance to the KYC AML for international investments. The platform where our token sits is Core Ledger, a brand new platform that in which you can launch any assets, and they have defined the token economy system. We are supported by Bank Frick for the financial transactions, the escrow services, and Gen2 will be our provider for the bankable instrument with Swiss ISIN number. And also we have capital management partners who provide also the KYC AML compliance services and escrow agency services. Last but not least, we are supported by Floriep, one of the leading law firms in Switzerland. They are specialized in fintech, and they have been with us along this process, providing fantastic legal advice for our token to be 100% compliant and acceptable in the Swiss market. I would like to also refer to the stellar team of people that we have as advisors and our management team. I'll start at the bottom with Ralph Glebisnik, who is the go-to person in the Crypto Valley. He is the reference of the new crypto economy. Roger Darin, our senior advisor, who's a former investment banker and the leader of the Bitcoin Association of Switzerland. He's with us all along. Ralph Kubli, also a corporate advisor with experience on the blockchain space. And very importantly, we have Philippe Negeli, who is the founder and leader of Gen2, a leader and pioneer of the securitization of digital assets in Zurich. And also we have Johannes Schreifer, who is the co-founder of the largest operator of crypto in Switzerland, Bitcoin Swiss. Johannes is with us and providing valuable advice. On the management side, we have Herling Villeroel, who is a millennial doctor in veterinary medicine. He's tech-driven in applying the fundamentals of cattle ranching, and under the supervision of Pablo Diaz-Saubidet, who is a renowned cattle rancher in Bolivia. He's from Argentina. He has worked in Argentina and Brazil, and he is the go-to person when it comes to cattle ranching in Bolivia. We have Jose Daniel, who is a founding partner with Finca, and he brings experience from McKinsey to provide strategic advice in the number analytics and a number of strategic issues for the token. And I'm also on the team, and with that, I would like to just thank you for your attention. I hope that we can pioneer the future of finance, converging real assets and leveraging the high potential of blockchain technology with sustainable impact. So I will finish here and ask you again, if you want to know more about Finca, you can the Finca token, you can visit finca.ch. So with that, I open up the floor. If there are any questions, if I rushed too much, I'm open to answer any questions you might have.
Hi, Carlos, it's Eugene.
Hi, Eugene.
Hi, very interesting, really, thank you. And great work, and these beautiful animals, they look wonderful. I mean, it's almost too sad to eat them, no? On the picture. Well, but my question, my question really is, in volume, how do you see, because you have a very high qualitative quality product. Do you see a trend where people are eating maybe less meat, and if they eat it, they are ready to pay a premium price for it and maybe go to a Finca product, let's say? Do you see that people are more consciously eating? Do you see an increase in demand? Or what's your view on eating behavior, really? Also, I find it very interesting. So thank you, Carl.
Yeah, this has many components, and you have a very good question that we have addressed in many forums that we have participated. The overall animal protein demand is certainly driven by the large population countries like China, the Southeast Asian countries, and that have high population, and they are increasing their standard of living. When you increase the standard of living, two things happen. One, they look for better housing, and second, they look for better nutrition. And better nutrition translates into more protein, and the best protein is beef. So really, even though in the developed markets of North America and Europe, you might see alternative sources of protein, and maybe some, if not stable, maybe you can say reduction of consumption of beef, the overall trend is that there will be increased consumption in the developing world. For you to have an idea, the developed world in Europe and North America consumes over 100 kilograms of beef per person in a year.
Wow.
China is at 37, a third of that. So if you extrapolate that, with maintaining the stability in the developed markets, just the sheer growth on the developing world is going to drive the consumption of animal protein. Having said that, there are trends for vegans and plant-based protein as well, and it is obvious that there is a market for everyone. And in the case of plant-based protein, is like sugar substitutes. There's people that will take that because they want that instead of sugar, and the same thing will happen with animal protein. However, the numbers are certainly more in the high growth, large population countries that will increase their annual consumption. Yeah. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, that's very much so. Yeah. They're beautiful animals. Huh? They look, I love their ears.
Yes, we have very good animals. I have a question here on the chat. I cannot read it. It says, you mentioned that you're making tokens bankable via securitization, presumably so the traditional investor can participate. Can you elaborate why you picked a token to start with? Okay, so this is a very good question. The basis for our project is the blockchain technology, so that we can issue a token, and the token is accessible by any investor in any jurisdiction, and we go direct from the instrument directly to the investor. However, we recognize also that there is a market of potential investors in the traditional space that do not want to go through the electronic wallets or the online investing process, because they want to go through their traditional banks. And that's why, in addition to having the token to be invested directly by the interested parties, we will also have the token securitized with a Swiss number, so that it's a bankable instrument for those investors that will want to invest by calling their banker and say, listen, I want to buy such and such ISIN number instrument, and they can go the traditional way as well. Any other questions?
I have a question. Is it possible for investors to actually check out the ranch, like visit it?
Well, that is another feature that we are providing to token holders. is that we will have a mechanism by which token holders will be able to visit the ranch and experience cattle ranching by themselves, directly. And as long as they make it to the ranch from wherever they're coming, we will host them for free to experience being a cowboy or cowgirl for a few days. We have certainly the setting, we have the facilities, the infrastructure, and we have the animals, we have the horses, we have the cattle ranchers, and we could really provide the live experience for anybody that's interested in participating in visiting the ranch.
That's amazing.